Hold on. Don't type no. Brand new trailer is a first to surpass 1 billion views. Damn. Damn, people hype for it. Keep me up there, bitch ass nigga. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. We had technically difficulties. Beep beep ballin'. No, whoa, I don't like that. The auto stop. What the fuck is that? Nah, I don't like that auto stop right there. Nah, I don't like that. Where my heart, I can be falling. I love you. Okay, we're gonna watch Absolute Batman full story. We're gonna educate ourselves on this. And bro, who the fuck dares to fucking call me, bro? Oh my fucking god. Generally piss me off when people call me, bro. Like, generally, bro. Don't like when people call me, bro. Like, it's fucking disgusting, bro. They fucking call me the fucking audacity. The gall. Here's the boy again. It's back. Streaming at 9 p.m. Yeah, better keep me updated. Please don't do this. Don't play with your life. Don't play with your life.
And Bane. Sometime in the past, a young Bruce Wayne leans over the sign for the Bat House. His eyes widened in fascination with the mural.
We're back.
But he turns when his father...
Don't erase me. Don't fucking... Don't erase me.
Father calls out to him. Thomas Wayne gathers his class at the Gotham Zoo, informing his son that there will be time to visit the Bat House later. But now, a motorcycle roars through the dark and grimy streets of Gotham. It's different from the last time the Rider was here. The outward appearance is a shinier city, raising up into the night sky, taller and brighter than before. But the Rider knows the truth. He passes the homeless tents to alleys. He sees the criminals waiting in the shadows for someone to witlessly walk by. He turns the motorcycle down an alley and finally stops at his safe house. Alfred Pennyworth pulls off his helmet as he looks around the dark streets. But he doesn't see anything. He chains the motorcycle to the building before heading inside. The safe house is small, allowing him enough room for a kitchenette and a bed. His arsenal displayed on the wall. While his teeth bruise, Alfred tries to reach out to Julia, his daughter.
Is he tough?
He doesn't even know if she still lives in Gotham, as they haven't spoken in years. There's no answer. He leaves a message with a sigh. He finally sits down with his tea and boots up his secure computer. Pennyworth signing in. Connection secure. He reports. There's a brief moment before his handler finally starts speaking. Tea as good as you remember? His handler asks. Alfred shrugs. Delightful. What's the assignment? Images flash across the screen as the handler explains that in the past 3 months, a gang known as the Party Animals have been sowing chaos across the city, raising the murder rate in Gotham by 700%.
I don't understand that.
Alfred sighs as he hears the reasoning. I read the docket, but can I ask why you pulled me out of Singapore? I was this close to the target I've been chasing for months.
Why did he start working?
Your assignment is strictly surveillance. Gather information on the party.
I never understood why if he was like this, why he worked as a servant?
Engage. His handler orders.
He's a lower
There is a momentary pause before they continue.
Why?
One note. There might be another player in town. We've only caught glimpses, but he seems to be circling the gang as well. If he gets close, You have authorization to engage him. The handler orders
he
before
looks young in
signing
this
off.
too. Is he
Alfred
supposed to be young?
sighs in the quiet safe house.
He look old.
He
like,
finishes
come
his
on.
tea before picking up his pistol and jacket and heading back out into the night. Stepping outside, he stares in surprise for a moment as he
Batman?
sees that the chain on his lock was cut and his motorcycle is gone. I hate this town, Alfred hisses through gritted teeth. The
No,
next
is
day,
Alfred immortal or
Croc's
something?
gym.
Because like,
Massive fists smacking against a heavy punching bag. Bruce Wayne moves quickly for a man his size, his fist and feet slamming into the bag,
What?
drawing looks of shock from those around him. Memories of that day at the zoo flash through his mind. His final moments with his father. The
Oh, so
class
his
was
father
looking
died
at the
this.
lions, and Thomas discussed with his son that the family would be going out to a movie that night. As the memories of gunshots
What happened to
flash
his mom?
before his eyes,
Did your mom
Bruce
die in
hits
this
the
universe?
bag hard enough to break through the canvas,
God damn,
sending
nigga,
sand
swole.
everywhere.
Oh my god.
Really? Waylon asks as he walks
That's
over,
crocodile?
cradling a crocodile. Bruce sighs and stares
Is
at
that
the
like
mess.
a hint?
Sorry,
He will
Waylon,
become
he
crocodile?
whispers. The gym owner shakes his head and smiles a little. So, let's make it 90 for the bag and 30 for the sand, he says. The
Yeah, you gotta
sand
pay for
comes
this.
in the bag, Bruce points out as he takes off his equipment and grabs his gym bag. For the cleanup of the sand, my friend. My time is costly these days, Waylon says as he pets his croc. Bruce can't believe his friend is going through with his exotic pet scheme and points out that having Ozzy
Oh,
help
he's
him
giving
out
people
with the
pets?
logistics isn't a great idea. He's gonna get you busted any day now, Bruce says as he pulls on his jacket. Bruce
you
heads
need to stop
towards the
that shit.
door, with Waylon asking if he's coming to poker this week.
Oh, yeah, he not rich in
Everyone's
this
in this
universe.
week.
He can't pay
Eddie,
for that shit.
Harvey,
He don't have
Oz.
money in this universe.
I even think
Oh,
Selena
shit.
might, Waylon says.
But this
Bruce
might be
shakes his
tough
head.
because he's struggling.
At least tell me you're
He's
going to
struggling.
the town hall meeting tonight, Waylon presses.
I did heard he
But
be getting
Bruce
his ass
once again
beat.
shuts him down and heads towards the door. The
One
whole
woman beat
city's
his
coming
ass.
apart.
Which-
These party animals are destroying everything, Waylon shouts for him. I gotta go, Bruce calls over his shoulder, promising to pay for the bag. Waylon watches his friend leave. This is our home, man. Someone's gotta do something. Waylon sighs. He turns and looks at a picture of the old neighborhood friends.
What happened to
That
him?
night, aboard the
I mean,
yacht
look, they still
of
alive.
Roman
Is he alive?
Sionis, Don Maroney
Nothing
and Don
happened.
Falcone sit across from the masked crime lord at an overstuffed
Who the hell
dining
is this?
table.
See, how
Nearby, a
educated I am?
masked
See, I gotta
child
educate
and
myself.
woman sit
educate
in pool,
myself.
while a
Educate.
masked DJ plays music nearby. Maroney leans across the table, pointing at Roman with his cigar. Well, rumor is, these party animal pieces of are your guys, Maroney
this guy?
snaps, reminding Roman that there are rules in Gotham. Falcone nods, explaining that Roman needs to take his gang and leave Gotham by dawn, or they're all dead. The woman gets out of the pool, putting on a robe and joining them
the
at the
hell? Is
table.
those aliens?
Baby, show them the masks, she says as she sits down. The child joined them with a
What?
towel wrapped around his shoulders. Roman turns his masked face to her, perhaps smiling. Good idea, sweetheart, he says. Behind them, in the shadows of the ship, lights begin to click on, revealing masks
No, I'm
in
confused. I'm
cases.
not gonna lie.
Roman explains that these are death masks, molded from people's corpses.
Ew.
As more lights flick on, Maroni's
no.
eyes widen as he sees the face of his brother. The lights continue
No.
to click on as Roman shows
No,
both
you out there
Maroni
tweaking.
and Falcone
You might
the
be fucked.
faces of all their lieutenants and family members in the
Oh,
mob.
shit. Yeah, you
Roman
gotta get out there.
sits and pours himself
sing
a
with
glass
dangerous
of
people.
champagne. I have 2 places left, just for you, Roman says.
Oh, yeah, you gotta be careful.
The child is suddenly behind them, stabbing Maroni in the eyes before leaping up and pulling
Oh,
a
yeah, they
garrote
could.
tight against
They could.
Falcone's throat. Roman sighs and sips from his glass, ordering the DJ to turn the music up. The next day, the party animals
Yeah, you gotta get rid
continue
of
their
them.
reign of
They will be
chaos
the main
throughout the
villains of the
city.
story.
But as night falls, someone prepares to fight back. Bruce Wayne stands upon a rooftop, pulling on his cowl and leaping off into the night air. At the town hall meeting, Mayor Gordon stands before the people of Gotham, telling them that he is doing everything possible to end the party animal problem.
I don't think this.
But the people don't believe him, shouting that he is being soft on crime, despite his history as police commissioner. Outside, Alfred is in a nearby building. He watches as a large group of party animals approach the town hall, weapons at the ready. He taps a button on his comms. Pennyworth reporting, sir. Party animals are at the site, heavily armed. Mass casualties possible, sir.
Pennyworth.
Permission to engage.
Who came up with that name? That's a good name.
No, there's a brief pause. Permission denied, Pennyworth. Whatever happens there, observe only. The handler orders. Inside, people are still shouting, and a woman finally stands, looking not to Gordon, but to the faces of the crowd. People, look at us. This is what they want. All of us are fighting, scared, blaming each other, she says. She points to Gordon, explaining that she works with the mayor's office and she trusts him to solve this problem. But it's not just up to him or Commissioner Bullock. It's up to all of us to stop these killers, to come together, she says. Suddenly, the doors creak open and a grenade bounces into the room. The flashbang detonates and everyone screams in fear as they hit the ground. The doors burst open and masked criminals charge in, automatic weapons raised. But Gordon stands tall on the stage. Up here! Look at me! Whatever you want, deal with me, he shouts.
I'm confused.
The lead party animal nods and aims his rifle.
Hold on, I don't think this is the origin. Because I'm confused here. Because I was debating, like, which one is the origin. Well, I gotta look. Like, what the hell? Bad. This don't really seem like the origin. And what? Absolute Batman origin. Yep. Motherfucker. This is actually how the story starts. Damn ad. Oh, okay. Do start off like that. Oh, okay. My fault. It do start like that. My fault.
Bye, Jimmy, he calls and fires off a burst. The rounds chew through the podium, and Gordon hits the ground, grunting with pain. The leader orders his men to fire, but something grabs them and pulls them outside, and the doors slam shut behind them. Officer Barbara Gordon charges forward and pulls the door open. Her pistol is ready, but she stops short
Gordon is not
as a masked man stares at her. Whatever you hear, you do not open this door. Batman growls. Nearby, Alfred watches with interest,
you can tell she was scared,
ignoring his orders to engage with the vigilante.
Alfred not working with him?
He watches as Batman drops smoke pellets,
he's not
obscuring himself from the small army of the gang. Gunfire rattles in front of the city hall, but the Batman moves quickly through the smoke, lashing out with punches and kicks to knock the gang members aside. His cape seems to harden as he twirls, using it as a weapon. The first group is down, but the second charges forward. Alfred watches as Batman reaches up and pulls the ears off of his cowl, revealing blades. He whirls through the crowd, slashing and cutting. Alfred is impressed. Batman's knife work is exact. He cuts where he knows to do damage, but not kill his opponents. An idealist.
Batman still don't kill in this.
Alfred sighs as he watches through his scope. Only a few of the party animals remain, and a large one steps forward, brandishing a meat cleaver.
Oh, never mind.
But Batman reaches into his belt. Pulling out a set of pliers, he reaches up and pulls the bat signal off of his chest and connects them, creating a battle axe. The large party animal charges forward with a bellow of rage. But Batman whirls and cuts the hand from the gang member's body. The criminal looks down in shock, clutching at the stump where his hand used to be. I hear they can reattach them sometimes. There's a hospital 3 blocks south of here.
I like this Batman.
Or is it east? I forget. I'd run if I were you. Batman growls as he looks at the remaining criminals. They all suddenly turn and run, rushing down the steps of the city hall to escape. On the rooftop, Alfred nods. Well done. But if he were a true tactician, he'd have set a trap for those fleeing. Alfred thinks to himself, but he watches as Batman pulls out a detonator and blows up the street as the party animals reach it.
Yeah, he's Batman.
Smoke fills the scene. Alfred pulls out his shotgun and descends upon the carnage. Moving silently through the smoke, he comes up behind Batman and aims his weapon. The high-tech shotgun begins to whirl to life. That is the sound of a DC-34 automatic shotgun, son. There are only 3 of them in the world. It could blow your brains all over this sidewalk before you even blink. Alfred hisses. But Batman moves fast, whirling and kicking the old man in the stomach. He snatches the shotgun away. Sounds dangerous. Batman growls before leaping up and away.
Who told Batman
Alfred
had
leaps to his feet, but is shocked to find the vigilante has disappeared. But the fight isn't over. Alfred spends the next several days tracking the vigilante, putting all of his skills to use in discovering that it is Bruce Wayne. He follows the young man as he moves around the city and learns all he can about him. Bruce Wayne grew up in Crime Alley. His mother is a social worker, his father a teacher. Bruce was smart, excelled in school, but his life truly began when his class took a trip to the Gotham Zoo. There was a shooter. Thomas Wayne had hidden the children in the Bathouse, shutting the door behind them before turning to confront the shooter. Bruce had called out to his father before they were locked in the dark. For a time, Bruce had lashed out at the world, but then he turned his life around, went to college, varying his studies, mechanics, chemistry, criminal psychology, military theory,
he's a genius.
Sociocultural history, preparing himself.
What?
Finally, he returned home and went to work for the city. Now, Alfred watches as Bruce walks through his old neighborhood, finally arriving at his destination. Alfred watches as Bruce stares up at a woman sitting on her front step.
Who is that?
The woman smiles at Bruce. Seriously? Making your poor mother wait an hour out here on the cold, hard streets of Gotham?
Mom's still alive, though.
Martha Wayne asks. Bruce helps her up and puts an arm around his mother's shoulder. Sorry, Mom. I just swung by the zoo. I heard what happened at the town hall last night. Are you okay? He asks as he leads her inside. Alfred watches from across the street.
Chill, Alfred, chill.
He doesn't want to take the kid in front of his mother. Later, Bruce sits in one of his many belfries, the penthouse of the richest buildings in Gotham, a place that is rented but never occupied. He taps a button on his computer setup. There's more to these ape skull masks than first appears. They aren't just for protection or intimidation. When I cracked one open, the circuitry inside, Bruce says into a recorder, but there is a sound behind him and he taps the button to cut the feed. Alfred is moving through the shadows, his pistol at the ready. He knows Bruce is aware of his entrance. Pretty smart night, hiding out in the tops of these buildings. All the top floors are owned by companies and oligarchs who never use them. Just hollow investments. You know
this, gonna start working together. They gonna beat the shit out of each other.
Alfred calls. He steps around the corner, pistol up and at the ready. But I'm closing you down right now.
Damn.
Alfred snaps. But Batman is standing behind him, stolen shotgun at the ready.
Ooh.
He racks around and raises the weapon. Alfred cocks an eyebrow at him. Ah, thought you were better than that, son. You get cornered, and all those ideals go out the window? Alfred asks. He lowers his weapon and holds out his hand. Give me the gun, kid. You're no killer, Alfred orders. But Batman fires. The blast takes Alfred in the face and knocks him to the ground. He grits his teeth through the pain. Ugh, the damn kid converted the shotgun to non-lethal, he hisses. He looks up at the sound of a revving motor, and Batman suddenly screeches by on Alfred's stolen bike. You're not the only one who follows people. Batman growls at him before roaring forward and leaping out of the building, shattering the window and sailing off into the night. Alfred watches
Batman will always find a way to ore
from the tiny batarangs sticking in his face. Where the hell is he going to land? Alfred hisses. Later, Alfred sits in his safe house in front of his computer, his face bandaged up. I'll get him next time he interferes, he reports. Understood. Just stay focused on the party animals.
Come on,
the handler orders. There's another pause before the handler continues. Oh, thought you'd want to know. Your old target. We lost him somewhere in the Philippines. He's in the wind, the handler says. Meanwhile, in Manila, 2 helicopter pilots are preparing for a flight. The co-pilot turns to his partner. So just, sir, nothing else? He asks. The pilot shakes his head. Nope. Don't even know his real name. When you're one of the 30 richest men on the planet, you can do whatever you want, I guess, he says with a shrug. The pilot reminds his partner not to make any jokes. Why? The co-pilot asks as they watch the man approaching. The guy never laughs. Not at anything. Ever. The pilot begins to say, right before their boss slides open the helicopter doors, his face is obscured by the shadows as he climbs in.
I don't know.
The Joker. Gotham Zoo, the past. Tears in his eyes,
before he
Bruce bangs on the door to the bat enclosure, unaware that his father's body is slumped against him. He shouts for his father. There's no answer.
Nothing happened to him yet.
Behind him, the noise has stirred the nocturnal creatures, and one hisses at him, crawling towards him. The glass shatters as the colony rushes at him, seemingly called by destiny. Bruce screams as the darkness overwhelms him. Now, Alfred continues to observe the party animals, who continue their war against Gotham without any apparent purpose, while Batman continues his war against crime. Batman meets the party animals at the Gotham Aquarium, brutally fighting them off, even after being stabbed several times. He rushes through the crowd, dropping several of them with brutal haymakers and clotheslines. He whirls to find the gang members swarming at him, but he yells out a bellow of rage and turns, smashing through the glass and flooding the entire room with water. Batman leaps up and hangs from the ceiling. Wow, you got us wet. Not like you can stay up there forever. The party animals shout as they begin to regain their footing. Batman reaches into his belt and pulls free a pellet. He drops it into the water, and in moments it begins to swirl green and smoke. The pellet was a formula that turned salt water into hydrochloric acid. Minutes later, the party animals are rushing outside. Their skin and clothes smoke as they run into the waiting arms of the GCPD. And Batman is already gone, disappearing into the tunnels beneath the city. Alfred watches all of this on the CCTV that he's tapped into. He's been tracking Bruce, observing him when he can. He knows that Batman has bunkers throughout the city that he hides in, almost like caves. He watched as the party animals tracked Batman to his high-rise base of operations. Briefly, he thought of warning the hero, but it turns out Bruce didn't need the help. The explosion could be seen throughout the city. Alfred sighed as he watched the monitors.
He is a genius.
In the military, he was taught to advance forward and retreat and regroup. But he's starting to think that this Batman knows nothing about retreating and regrouping. He is just the physical embodiment of advance forward. The next day, Mayor Gordon leans back in his hospital bed. The TV is on, with the reporters talking about the war between Batman and the party animals. The reporters are talking to former Mayor Hill, who has announced his run for re-election, noting that crime has gotten out of control under Mayor Gordon, and that the party animals and Batman are just the tip of the iceberg. Turn it off, Bullock. Gordon coughs as he leans back in his bed and sighs.
Gordon,
Commissioner Bullock
what you doing in
nods
this universe,
and turns
Gordon?
off the TV. Sure, Jimmy. I just thought you'd want to know what's going on. He shrugs. Bullock glares at the final images of Batman. We need to take him down fast.
What you doing?
Bullock snaps, explaining that Batman is forcing the animals to up their game in response to his presence. You do remember when he saved your life, right? Barbara Gordon asks from her seat at the edge of Jim's bed. But Bullock whirls on her. Barb, for all we know, he's on their side. Some kind of secret partner, trying to make us look bad. Bullock theorizes. Suddenly, the door opens and Martha Wayne steps inside. Sorry to interrupt, she says as a greeting as she crosses over to Barbara and gives her a big hug. The four talk for a moment before Bullock and Barbara are called away on police business. The party animals are tearing up the Port Authority. Bullock sighs as he motions for Barbara to follow him and they exit the room. Gordon sighs as he watches his daughter leave. What is this world we've given them, Mar? When we were their age, we were crazy, sure. Thinking we could change it all.
Sure.
But it still felt possible then, you know?
Is he white, black?
Gordon asks wistfully. Martha nods as she opens a window and lights a cigarette. Yeah, well, I guess they'll just have to be crazier than we were, she says with a shrug as she takes a few puffs. You sound like Thomas, Gordon tells her. She nods. I miss him, Jimmy. It's funny. I actually think he would have liked Batman, she admits. She hands the cigarette to Jim, and he takes a few puffs from it, coughing only a little. You know, I still think about it every day. When we found him, Gordon says. His memories flashing back to finding Bruce in the bat enclosure, covered in animals as they swarmed over him.
Ooh, shit.
He didn't even see Bruce at first underneath all the bats, until he screamed, scattering the creatures.
I swear to God.
Martha's own memories flash back to Bruce as a child. He became subdued after his father's death, withdrawn. Didn't want to speak to her, didn't want to see his friends. He had just shouted at her, yelled for her to leave him alone. She didn't know it, but he had thrown his science fair medal out the window and collapsed on his bed as tears spilled from his eyes. Now, elsewhere in the city, Bruce Wayne has accepted Waylon Jones's invite and joins his old crew for poker. They gasp in shock and launch friendly barbs from across the room as Bruce removes his jacket and sits down. Gracing us with your presence? Oswald shouts, but Bruce shrugs and smiles. Lay off. I've been busy, he tells him. Bruce, will you please sit down so I can go back to counting cards? Edward says. Harvey begins to deal, flashing a politician's smile. We're playing for the big pot. 1,700 and change up for grabs, he explains to Bruce. Bruce glances over at the empty seat, normally reserved for Selina. Anyone heard from her lately? Edward asks. Waylon shrugs. I got a postcard a couple months ago from Cairo, he tells them. The old group of friends sit and play for a while, swapping old stories and discussing current events. Finally, Bruce ups the ante and puts a party animal mask on the table, bringing gasps of surprise from his friends. Where do you get that thing, man? Oswald asks, leaning in to peer through the mask's dark eyes.
Whoa.
I found it. I'm heading the repair crew at City Hall.
Is that the name of
Bruce
Penguin?
tells them with a shrug. Edward leans over, studying the machine work and electronics. I see 4 different chips in the outer weave. Edward tells them, explaining that it could act as a GPS and tell you where the party animals would attack next. He leans even closer, his eyes widened. But these other chips,
I feel like
these are
story
premier,
gonna start.
He says softly. Edward glances at his friends as he lifts the mask. I'll be borrowing this, he says with a smile. Bruce glances at Oswald, and the conversation shifts to what the party animals could want in Gotham. The crew continues to play cards as Oswald notes that the gang doesn't seem to want anything, As far as I can tell, these guys just want to wreck the city, Oswald says before folding. Harvey thinks the whole thing is political. That everything Roman and the party animals are after is power and money. Harvey doesn't know much about the party animals, but he has heard that former Mayor Hill has been taking in a lot of money for his re-election campaign. This guy I know works for him. Says Hill is riding high on some new purse he calls his golden chest. Harvey explains as the game ends. Later, Batman slips through the window of Hill's campaign office, moving smoothly through the shadows despite his size. He picks the lock to Hill's office and cracks his computer, searching through the files.
What the hell is that?
Come on, where are you? He hisses in the darkness as he searches through the files. But then he comes across a folder labeled Arkham. Suddenly, the monitors on the wall light up, revealing Roman Sionis' masked face. Well, hello there. Finally, Batman, we meet. Unfortunately, we don't have much time to chat, the villain says. Batman glares at the image, but Black Mask only smiles. I like you, I do. You're my kind of party, so I'll make you a deal. Everything you've ever wanted, but you do have a problem. We tipped off the whole GCPD, and my people have the building surrounded. Still, I'll be waiting for your call. All you have to do is survive, Roman says before the monitors go dark. Batman turns as party animals in the building over launch a rocket at the office. Fire and smoke fill the room as the rocket explodes. But when the smoke clears, Batman is standing ready.
Look at him,
he moves fast, in the smoke, rushing towards the elevator. Forcing the doors open, he leaps down the shaft until he lands on one of the cars. He cracks the maintenance hatch to find Alfred Pennyworth waiting for him.
No, not live action.
The Brit says as Batman drops down next to him. You're a good detective, kid, but I've learned some things about the party animals. They're not what they seem. Alfred explains, telling Batman that he thinks they can help each other. Just give me a chance to explain. He continues. Batman stares at him for a moment. 30 seconds. He growls. Alfred nods. All right, thank you. But first we need to get out of here. I have a car hidden out back. Unless you have one, Alfred says. Batman nods and hits a few hidden switches. You're standing in it, he says, gritting his teeth as the whole elevator car suddenly lurches forward. Outside, the police are shocked as a massive bat-themed dump truck crashes through the wall and drives over their vehicles. Meanwhile, in the past, young Bruce is crying on his bed, but a voice calls to him from the window. You lose something? The girl asks. Bruce looks up in shock at Selina sitting in the window. She smiles at him and motions him to follow her. Get up. You're coming with me.
Do they beat together in this universe?
Selina Kyle leads young Bruce Wayne across the rooftops, shouting for him to be careful and follow her. She walks a quick tightrope across a cable connecting two buildings and looks back at him with a smile.
I don't know.
Are you crazy?
Batman's not the
we could die! Bruce shouts as she looks back at him with a smile, but she shakes her head. Bruce, it's only 2 stories. At most, you'd break a leg or 2. She tells him. He looks down in fear, but Selina waves her arms to get his attention, telling him to focus on her and only her. Don't see the drop. Don't see anything past this ledge right here, she tells him. Bruce nods and begins to make his way across, but he slips at the last moment, his arms pinwheeling as he begins to fall. But Selina reaches out and grabs his hand, pulling him to safety. Look at me, she says softly. You're okay, she tells him as they walk across the rooftop, still holding hands.
Yeah, you gotta cut that shit down.
Present day. There is a roar of a massive engine as the Bat dump truck roars down the Gotham Broadway. Alfred pushes open the doors that were once attached to an elevator and looks around in astonishment. What the hell are you doing? You can't just plow straight through the city. They'll overtake us in no time. He shouts at Batman. Behind them, there is a roar of motorcycles.
I'm sorry.
As the party animals give chase, pulling free weapons and cheering with joy at the excitement. You'd better talk fast, Batman growls. reminding Alfred that he has 30 seconds to plead his case. But Alfred is distracted as the party animals open fire and bullets begin to bounce around him. In my field,
Batman, don't do this.
there are rumors of a man called Black Mask. Alfred shouts as he draws his pistol and returns fire, explaining that Black Mask funds terrorism, government destabilization,
I don't mind this
and
guy
violent
doing the
disruption
voice.
throughout the world.
Do some of the
I
voice
believe
acting
that
like these
Roman
characters.
Sionis, the leader of the party animals, may
good.
be the Black Mask. Alfred shouts over the sound of his pistol thundering in his hands.
This guy got
25
potential of
seconds.
being a voice
Batman
actor.
growls.
He's doing a
his
good job.
eyes
Not
widen
gonna-
as
he
one
got
of the
potential.
party animals pulls out a rocket launcher and fires. But the Bat Truck suddenly
What?
swerves, screeching around
Big
a
ass
corner.
truck.
Alfred reloads and
Nigga,
keeps
what,
firing,
bro? He can't
tagging
casually
several
drive
of
that
the
shit
gang
around.
members. Bloody hell.
Yeah, he can't
We need
casually
to
drive this
abandon
around.
this thing and find a vehicle that can go fast. Alfred shouts. Inside the cockpit, Batman almost seems to smile in the shadows. I'll pretend you didn't say that, he says as he taps a button. Alfred looks
got
around in
motorcycle?
surprise at the screech of hydraulics, and suddenly, the dump truck transforms into a high-speed monster
What?
truck. You have 20
Wow.
seconds. If you manage to hold
How?
on, Batman calls as he steps on the
How-
gas,
wait,
and the
wait.
monster truck's
How did he make
engine
this?
belches
Where you get the money to
flames
get
as they
this?
speed down the road. The
Where
party
did he
animals push
find the
their
pieces to
vehicles
make
to
this?
keep up, still
If he
firing
homemade
at
this, how
Alfred
did he
as he
find
pulls
the
himself
pieces to make
inside
a
the
vehicle
truck.
like this?
Listen to me, damn it! I can help you! Alfred snaps. Batman nods. Prove it. 15 seconds. He calls. Alfred drops down into a gun turret and activates the weapons. He opens
Finally,
fire.
they're working
The
together,
machine
bro.
guns firing mini
Damn.
bat projectiles with an
Fucking
electrical
servant
charge,
Butler serving
stunning
his
and
purpose.
taking out the vehicles
Serve
of
his
their
master.
pursuers. If Sionis is Black Mask, then he's too big
This
to
will purpose
fight,
after
too
being
dangerous.
Batman's servant.
Alfred shouts.
Never forget
but
this.
Batman shakes his head. I'll build bigger then. 10
This
seconds.
is how they origin
He
story
growls,
begins.
but Alfred disagrees. He continues to fire as he suggests that Batman take the deal that Sionis offered him to stand down for 1 week and receive a reward. Quit! Forget it! Batman
But you lost
snaps.
your mind.
He taps another button, and a massive wrecking ball on a chain drops out of
Oh,
the back
shit.
of the
Hey,
monster
Bro,
truck.
how?
It
How?
bounces along
How?
behind
You don't have no
them,
money to get this
taking out
shit.
several of the party
How?
animal vehicles.
How?
Alfred shakes
Explain
his head
this.
in
How?
amazement, and he turns back to Batman.
Oh, he
Explaining
created this
that
himself.
Batman won't
Where
be
he find
quitting.
the
He can
pieces
take
to
whatever
make this?
Sionis pays
He
him for
made
the
this
deal
himself.
and use it to build
Where
stronger,
he find the pieces?
better, save lives
Where he
through
find the parts?
diplomacy.
Where he
You
find the
can
big
set
ass
up
wheel?
Batman as something real in Gotham.
How he made the big ass
Something
wheel?
with
Like, come on,
impact.
explain this.
Alfred says, explaining that his employers will gather intel on Black Mask's activities in Gotham and eventually take him down. We all win, Alfred says. Batman suddenly hits the brakes,
Right
and the
down.
monster truck screeches to a halt. Alfred looks out through the ball turret and realizes that they are now surrounded by police at the end of the Gotham Pier. There's no way back, and the bay is in
shit.
front of them.
You gonna have to put
Alfred
these in
readies
parts,
himself
I'm not gonna lie.
and turns back to the radio. We make a decent team, kid. Tell me you have something to get us out of this one, and let's keep it going. Alfred calls.
talking about, yeah.
Batman pauses for a moment before nodding. The lever in
Nigga,
front of you.
Batman,
he
Batman, Batman,
instructs.
just work with him.
Alfred
I'm
reaches
playing
down
this
for the
little game.
lever and
Work
pulls
with
it,
him.
and the ejector seat is activated, and Alfred is launched
Yeah,
into
we
the
gonna have
air,
basically some
splashing
parts
down in the bay.
because
in
we didn't
surprise.
have enough time
Batman
to
hits
stream
the
this.
gas, and the monster truck launches
was
off
lagging
the
and shit.
pier and disappears into the bay. Back in the past,
You got water boat?
Bruce and Selina finally arrive at one of her favorite roofs. A small gathering of cats come out to welcome
something
them,
must happen
purring
between
as
them. Something
Selina
must
sits
happen.
amongst them. I heard you're in a new place. How is it? Bruce asks. Selina shakes her head and continues to pet her friends. Not there anymore, she says, explaining
Is she
that while
homeless?
people like the idea of fostering a child, they don't usually like the reality. Well, where are you now? Bruce asks as he pets the cats around him.
That's y'all.
Selina smiles.
Yeah,
and
y'all
looks
like the
up.
idea of
I'm here
having a
with you
child, but
and
not
them.
the reality
I come up
of the
here and
consequence
these
of having a
guys,
child.
they always show up.
See, I hate people say, "I want
She
a
says
child."
with a smile.
You sure?
After a while, the
You
two
sure?
continue their journey,
You
finally
sure?
arriving
The
at an old
consequence of having a
movie
child,
theater.
shit you gotta
so,
sacrifice.
why are
You
we
sure?
here? Really? Bruce
you got
asks
the money?
as they walk
You take care of the
inside.
child
Selena
financially?
smiles and motions to a row of seats. Because I want to show you something.
Dang,
she
she's saying
says
this nigga
softly.
date. I like
Suddenly,
her. She
the
both.
movie begins to play,
This girl
and
both.
Zorro appears on the screen.
Nigga, this nigga on the
Anger
date.
flashes across Bruce's eyes as he glares at her. What do you think you're doing? He snaps.
Oh, shit.
In the present, Bruce is sitting in the workshop of his
shit.
friend Edward Nigma.
Oh,
Edward
Riddler.
motions to his robot that he has hooked up to the party
Come on, I know
animal
these
ape
characters, bro.
skull
Come
mask.
on, I know these
Ask
characters.
away, Bruce. Edward says with a smile as the
I recognize
robot
character.
turns
As-
its
even though I
glowing
don't-
eyes
even though they
upon
changed their
Bruce.
design- they could change their
I came to talk to
designs.
you, man.
I would still know
Bruce
these characters.
says. But Edward shakes his head, explaining
The
that the
fuck is that?
robot, who he calls Al, has a map of Edward's brain and contains 4/5 of all human knowledge. Bruce
That's a
sighs
problem.
and finally agrees. How do the party animals' ape skulls work? He asks.
Look, I got
Al
question marks on it. Come on, you
explains
making this
that
too
the mask
easy.
has
This is the
3
Riddler.
functions. It protects the wearer's identity
So how did
from
Riddler
all
become
global
a villain in
deciphering
this
means.
universe?
It creates a wallet for the wearer
Or he
that
really
is
gonna be a
connected
good
to
guy
a
in this
highly
universe?
protected network of
obviously,
cryptocurrency called
he will become a
Blackcoin.
villain.
And it provides objectives
And this
and
is young
targets
Bruce.
to the wearer
He's still
that they
young.
can complete for payment. All members of the party animals can get
You
quite
could
wealthy
tell he's still
quite
young.
quickly.
He's not an
Al
adult.
explains. Bruce
Is that they
nods.
looking?
How would someone disrupt this network? He asks. But Al motions
He
to
needs
the
to create a
monitors
bell
nearby,
safe,
and
just in case
images
it's
from
error,
around the
error,
world begin
error.
to appear.
Terminate
the
all
network is
humans.
far too expansive for anyone to bring down.
You gotta find a
he
way to
says,
terminate this.
explaining that the satellites are connected
Is it
around
movie?
the world. Bruce ponders on this and then shakes his head. There has to be some way, he says softly. But Edward steps forward, suggesting
That haircut
that
is
they
not it,
merely
bro.
destroy the
That haircut
mask
is not it, bro.
and forget
I'm
all
sorry,
about
bro.
this. He doesn't
well,
want
why
to
did you
help
sue
you,
Riddler?
Bruce, even if
Riddler.
he could, Al explains. But Edward shakes his head, explaining that he is merely
They made him
looking
look so
out for
sharp.
Bruce's well-being.
I know this is a young
Suddenly,
version of him.
Bruce's phone buzzes.
But
He
still.
answers it to hear Harvey Dent's voice.
Young
Harvey
Harvey Dent.
explains that he looked into the ARC M fund and discovered that a lot of it comes from a company called JK Holdings. Highly diversified around the globe.
I
but
gotta
they
keep in mind myself,
specialize
they
in
ain't
building
adults yet, they
secure
still young.
facilities, private prisons, Bruce, and not just
I got
ordinary
confused
ones
at a
either.
moment. I thought they was
Black
adults.
sites.
But I looked
Harvey
at their faces,
says,
they look young.
whispering
They're not
so that
adults
no
yet.
one in his office hears him talking.
Right
about
here,
this.
this scene right here. He
Meanwhile,
look like a grown ass man.
Commissioner
Right
Harvey Bullock is meeting
But he's not.
former Mayor Hill on board a yacht at the docks. Hill
Ugh.
smiles widely and holds out a hand.
there. Commissioner
Welcome.
Gordon
I
look
appreciate
old
you
already.
agreeing to meet
He should be
with me,
looking young.
Hill says. Bullock shakes his hand,
But he already
doesn't
old?
smile.
That's a problem.
You're not getting my endorsement, Hill. If that's why you invited me here, you can forget it, Bullock says. But Hill shakes his head and motions to the yacht. Whoa! Slow down, Commissioner. I'm not trying to steal you away from old Jimmy. I just wanted to introduce you to a friend of mine, Hill says. At that moment, Dr. Benjamin appears at the top of the walkway on the boat. Mr. Sionis is waiting in the body room, Dr. Benjamin says from behind his dark goggles. He leads them through the ship into a training room, where Roman Sionis is sparring with former heavyweight champ, Bibbo
Damn, he that strong?
Bibowski. Bullock watches as the much smaller Sionis easily brings down the former champ. While
got super
Sionis
strength?
is fighting, he
I've never
explains
seen
to
this
Bullock
character before. Is it
that
like
he
this
is
a
a
new character?
professional pacifist. I help bring peace to troubled areas of the world, Sionis says as he grabs hold of Bibbo's arm and snaps it at the elbow.
Damn.
Good places where the people are being taken advantage of by bad people. And this city, it could use some peace these days. Bad people
Nigga
are
talking
tearing
while he
Gotham
breaking
apart,
this nigga arm?
Sionis says.
You gonna
He
kill him too?
scrambles across the mat and wraps his arms around
Damn, you
Bibbo's
gonna kill this
neck
nigga
and
just an
begins
ore
to
farm?
squeeze. You have to get things under control. My people can get you plenty of
Damn.
choppers and tactical
Watch,
vehicles,
nigga top out,
all
watch, he
through
top
state
out.
channels, all above board. So, what do you say? Sionis asks, ignoring Bibbo as he tries to tap out, and his eyes begin to go red. All right, man, he's had enough, damn! Bullock
Hey, chill.
shouts. Sionis nods and releases Bibbo, allowing him to collapse to the floor. He stands, barely breathing heavily,
Boy,
and
they ain't
reaches
trying
for
to
his
kill the
robe.
nigga and shit.
Don't worry about him, Commissioner. He'll be fine. Now come. let's talk about
nigga.
peace.
Nigga could
Sionis
die if he
says
wasn't there.
as he motions Bullock and Hill out of the room. In the past, Bruce stands and is about to leave the theater, but Zelena reaches for him. I'm leaving, Bruce snaps, but his other friends are suddenly there, grabbing him and pulling him back into the theater seats, candy and popcorn in their hands.
Why is he friends there?
The hell you are, Oswald says with a smile as Edward throws popcorn at them. Popcorn attack! Bruce finally relents and they all sit down. They laugh and shout, enjoying being kids for a moment. In the back row, Martha Wayne smiles for a moment as Bruce enjoys his life again. Present day. Martha comes into the kitchen to find her son sitting and eating his breakfast. Bruce? You scared me. What is it, honey? What's on your mind? She asks. But Bruce explains that he was just in the neighborhood and stopped by to say hello. She raises an eyebrow, not fully believing him, but explains that she has to head out. I was just thinking that maybe with all the chaos in the city, you could kind of, I don't know, lie low, Bruce suggests. But Martha shakes her head, explaining that she is stepping up to help Mayor Gordon as deputy mayor. The chaos is exactly why I can't lie low, Bruce. She tells him.
Not gonna lie.
Bruce becomes angry,
telling
his mother that she is just painting a bullseye on her back. That. I believe in what Jim is trying to do. I'm going to try and help. That's who we are, who I am, who your father was, Martha reminds him. And Bruce glares at her.
Family now rich.
And look how it turned out for him, he snaps. Martha glares right back at her son before putting her hands on his shoulders. I'm going to kiss you now, so I don't slap you, she says before leaning down and kissing him on the top of his head. Goodbye, Bruce. Clean up when you're done, she whispers before walking out.
This is the most understanding, calm mom I ever seen.
The next day, former Mayor Hill holds a press conference announcing that Police Commissioner Bullock has endorsed his run for the mayor of Gotham, and Hill points out the chaos and crime in the city.
Hell nah, you know this nigga evil.
Terror and fire spread in the darkness of Gotham as the party animals continue their war. Later, Bruce sits in another of his bunkers.
Who's got fun way?
This one at the old Gotham Zoo, now shut down. He's plugged into the party animal mask and hears Sionis' voice coming from his phone. That's right. 200 million to stand down for 1 week, and I'll make sure we go a little bit easier on Gotham. I hope you're smiling just thinking about
he's not gonna
Sionis offers. Bruce doesn't respond and sits there thinking. Think about all the good Batman could do with that kind of money. The cars, the weapons, the tech. He'll be larger than life. Sionis continues.
I don't think he really needs that money.
Bruce interrupts him.
What if he said yes?
Enough.
He's not gonna
I'll
say
take
yes.
the deal, he finally says.
What? My nigga
courtroom
Batman?
is quiet as a young Bruce Wayne takes the stand. The judge looks at those gathered. This morning, Mr. Chill was prepared to give a statement, but Mr. Wayne has requested to speak first, the judge explains. He looks down at Bruce Wayne, whose eyes are shut tight. You can go ahead now, son. What is it you have to say? The judge asks. Bruce opens his eyes, and a single anger-fueled tear runs down his cheek. A short time ago, the gangbangers stand on the rooftop, smiling at the apartment residents that are dangerously close to the edge.
My motherfucker.
The leader of the gang steps forward and glances at those gathered. Go on, convince me. Tell me why you three alone think you should be exempt when everyone else chips in, he says. He motions to the city around them. Historic Park Row. Upkeep takes money. 10 Thieves isn't a gang. We only want to keep this place safe. And without proper funding, we just can't do that, the gang leader says as he steps forward, demanding to know why Mrs. Wynn refuses to pay. But she glares at him, refusing to pay anyone for the right to live in her own home. The gang leader sighs and reaches out and pushes her gently, sending Mrs. Wynn over the side of the building and he turns to the others. See, if we don't stay vigilant, things get unpredictable real fast. You never know what could happen, he says with a chuckle. But he turns in shock as Mrs. Wynn is suddenly tossed back onto the rooftop. The gangbangers look around in shock, unaware of the shadow creeping up behind them.
Batman.
The cloaked figure opens his mouth, bearing sharp fangs as his eyes begin to glow.
Oh my, he looks like a fucking vampire.
Lets out a screeching cry as it leaps among them.
What the hell?
Wait! One of the gangbangers shouts in fear as the cloaked bat leaps forward and bites into his neck. The gang member lets out a strangled cry.
Why he look like that? What?
Falls away. Foam falling from his lips. The bat whirls, slashing across the next gang member with his claws. He whirls again as the gang leader draws his pistol and fires.
What is this?
Stay away, or I'll blow your damn head off! The leader shouts, but the bullets have no effect, seeming to just bounce off the dark wings of the bat. The monster steps forward and draws its own pistol, aiming it at the gang leader's head. But he hesitates. Memories of his father flashing before his eyes. Thomas walked into the room as Bruce continued to work on his project. I chose a bat, Bruce says as he looks up from his makeshift bridge model. He shows his father, explaining that it's for the Young Engineers competition at the zoo. A lot of their animals come from distressed areas, so we have to build a bridge for a place like that and theme it around an animal. Because Bruce tells him as he motions to the spires on his bridge, modeled after Batman's.
I kind of take the deal too.
Thomas looks at it, noting
you gotta make money somehow.
It looks quite intimidating. I just wonder if that's the best strategy for a place in need.
Get back to it.
Intimidation? Thomas points out.
Bro. I'm just
the pistol shakes slightly in Bruce's hand.
He just want me to stay out here for a little bit.
His father's words echoing in his mind. Suddenly, the door bangs open behind him as more gang members flood out. The bat whirls and leaps off the roof. His cloak billows as it catches the wind and he swings off into the night, seeming to fly away from the danger. Later, Bruce stands in his lair. He shakes his head as he stares into the fire. The criminals were afraid of him, but it was all theatrics. The animal noises, the fake teeth with paralytics, the claws and the gun. He is disgusted with himself, and he throws it all into the fire.
Thank you.
He needs another way.
Don't do that shit no more.
Time passes.
Don't ever
do that shit again. He continues to study, to train, to build and create.
Why they showing me how he developed
this shit? To be the thing that
big ass fucking truck.
Fear.
Have no money, by the way.
Moving out at night, watching the gangs and the corrupt GCPD.
He
finds where the Falcones and Maronis are bringing weapons and drugs in at the docks. They move in the open, unafraid of the police on their payroll. That night, an 18-wheeler pulls away from the docks, loaded up with illegal goods. Behind them, a remote-controlled car moves fast to catch up. It drives underneath the truck just as it enters a tunnel. The drivers have no idea, but their headlights suddenly illuminate a man dressed as a bat.
Okay, he's first fit. He first real fit.
Run him down.
This is his
second real fit. The passenger shouts, but Batman is prepared.
He
hits a button on the remote control and the small car detonates, slamming up into the 18-wheeler and smashing the trailer into the roof of the tunnel. And the truck behind it hits the brakes, but screeches to the side and slams into the guardrail. The mobsters get out quickly, trying to figure out what happened. But Batman is suddenly there, leaping from the shadows. He lashes out with foot and fist, knocking the mobsters down in mere moments. Batman stands there as the last goon falls. He is barely breathing heavily. I think maybe I figured it out, young Bruce tells his father as he shows him his newest version of the Bat Bridge. It's smaller now, less intimidating, but more functional. Able to adapt to different situations depending on the area. Like bats with echolocation, Thomas watches as Bruce shows him everything, and he smiles. It's really impressive, bud. I love it, Thomas tells him. And Bruce nods. Do you think it's good enough to win? He asks. Thomas shrugs slightly and looks down at his son. I don't know, but all that matters is that you feel like it's the best you can do. That it shows what's special about a bat. At its core, Thomas tells him. Bruce ponders this and questions how you can know what something is at its core. Thomas thinks about it for a moment and tells his son that at one point he wanted to be a heart surgeon, to help people. But eventually he married Martha and they had Bruce, which meant that he couldn't afford med school. So he became a teacher instead. Thomas explains that at his core, he wanted to help people, and helping children learn the skills they needed to succeed in life helped him do that. So at his core, he is doing what he wants to do. Bruce nods and thinks on his father's words.
That's why he's struggling in this universe. He won't be a fucking teacher and shit.
His face is a mask of anger. I know Mr. Chill gets to make a statement today,
I need to stop cussing.
Bruce begins.
I don't get age
he lets the court know that he has had time to reflect on what happened at the zoo that day. That he remembers being there with his class, there for a competition that Bruce had entered. Bruce explains that he looked back, and for a moment, he saw that his father was proud of him. He remembered seeing his father and feeling so happy. Another tear falls from Bruce's eyes and streaks down his cheek. And I knew it. In that moment, this was as happy as it gets. Ever. I wanted to stay in it. To never leave that moment, Bruce says softly. He glares at Joe Chill, his words coming out in a hiss. You killed that happiness, Mr. Chill. Forever. So I'm not staying for anything you have to say. I don't care what made you do what you did. I just need you to know that I hate you, Bruce shouts. The judge bangs his gavel, demanding order in his court as Bruce continues to yell, and those gathered begin to murmur. Long ago, young Bruce calls his father, asking him to come see his final project. Bruce explains that he thought about it, and at its core, the Bat-style bridge needed to be everything for the people who needed it, that it needed to be intimidating and adaptable. He pulls away the cloth, revealing the bridge with an even more bat-shaped design. It's got everything the other designs had, but this one, it's got an extra feature. It flies. It's lightweight, foldable. It could be dropped from a plane and parachuted down so the people can set it up themselves. It'd be a tool to use however they need. They don't have to rely on the powers that be to set it up. It makes the bridge theirs. They can use it for aid, for defense, even offense. Bruce explains with a smile.
That's useful. It's a little clever at a young age. He was thinking that.
Bruce continues to build bigger and better. He trains, making himself stronger. He studies the world. He creates his armor, his equipment.
So why haven't the government thought about this? Using metal as
around the city. He becomes what the city of Gotham needs. Intimidating, adaptable. He stands ready with the new equipment. A type of material that can harden and soften to the flexing of his wrist and hand. Record. Testing the government never thought about this? Bruce says to his computers. He grips his hand and the rod retracts, becoming a type of claw.
Do something with metal. There's so many things you can do with metal.
He's found his symbol. He creates Batman.
We can legit, the government can legit create real life Batman police officers.
And the rich and elite gather for the annual Dance for a Better Gotham charity ball. Batman watches from the skylight above as the rich and elite mingle. He placed directional mics and listened in on their conversations. These people supposedly want to make Gotham a better place, but they really don't. They merely want to make themselves richer. They don't care about the city or the people that live in it. But Bruce isn't there for any of them. He is after Randall Powers,
why they do that?
the man who owns the trucking company that Maroni and Falcone use. Taking out the goons and gangsters won't stop the shipments. They'll just get someone else to do it. But Batman has decided that if you take out the means of getting the guns and the drugs into the city, you make it too difficult for the mob to do their job. Suddenly, there is a buzz of a helicopter as it crests the building. A spotlight shoots down, and for a moment, Batman is illuminated.
You there, not doing a good job. Lie down with your hands behind your back.
A cop shouts over the loudspeaker, but Batman whirls and leaps away into the night, swinging off into the darkness and disappearing.
Legit. What is he doing?
Bruce has traveled to Blackgate Prison. Someone has requested to speak with him. Bruce walks into the visitation room and glares at the man behind the glass.
Every fine style.
Joe
Master of all weapons.
just stares back.
They can legit do that.
Anger
they don't have
flashes
superpowers.
through
You can legit
Bruce,
train them
and
to
he
do that
tightens
stuff.
his fist. Finally, he steps forward and picks up the phone.
Said, I'm going to murk you.
You had something to say? Bruce asks the man who killed his father. Batman turns the motorcycle, revving the engine and roaring through the night, passing the waiting party animals on each corner, daring them to do something. To break the deal that he set up with Black Mask.
That suit is so
Alfred
tough.
is watching him with the tracker that he placed on the motorcycle.
I hope they do
hoping
just do
the
an
young
animation.
vigilante doesn't do anything
Please,
stupid.
for the love of God, don't do live
Doesn't
action.
anything to break
I
the
don't-
peace
I
agreement.
don't think you could
The
find
Batman
someone that could-
keeps moving.
I mean, you
Finally
can find
arriving
someone
at
that's
the
buff
meeting
like that.
location they set up.
But I do not
Well
want to see the
done.
live action of this,
Alfred
bro.
whispers.
I just want to see an anime.
Meanwhile,
just do
across
an anime.
town,
animation.
Martha Wayne walks into the office of
Like the
Mayor
old
Jim
DC
Gordon,
animation, bro.
asking
Don't-
if
don't
he's
do a
ready
live
to
action.
go. Look,
Please
Mark,
don't do a live
I
action.
just want to say that I'm sorry that Jim starts to say, no, we
they
haven't
getting
lost
close.
yet.
They gonna start dating.
Martha reminds him. But Jim shakes his head,
They
motioning
gonna
to
start
the
dating.
TV press conference,
They getting real
pointing out
close.
that Harvey Bullock is thrown in with Hill. I didn't see that one coming. Stings, he whispers. But he turns to her, explaining that he isn't saying that he's sorry for potentially losing the election. He's sorry that they aren't turning on the memorial light at the Gotham Zoo. When you see Bruce, tell him I said so.
Didn't this happen in the
Please,
original universe? Or am I
that's what
bugging?
really
He
stings.
lost the election.
Gordon tells her. It was years ago,
Apart, I'm
at the
bugging.
funeral for Thomas Wayne. The rain fell from the sky over Gotham, washing Bruce's face and hiding his tears. Go on, honey.
Oh,
Martha
that's so many
says as
questions,
Bruce
bro.
steps up
But they
under the
already answered
shelter
my
of
question about
Gordon's
the suit.
umbrella. You wanted to talk to me, Mr.
What
Gordon?
about the
Bruce
car?
asks. Jim nods and leans down to the young man,
How
explaining
will you
that
get
his
stuff to make the
father
car?
was one of the bravest men
truck,
he
the
had
big
ever
truck.
met. He's sort of shone with it. I see that when I look at you, Jim says. But Bruce
already
doesn't
so
look up.
old.
His face masked in shadows.
should be young
as he
right
looks
here.
at the floor.
Gordon
Jim
Ramsay,
stares at
Golden?
him for a moment before nodding.
forget your name.
I'll let you go now.
Gordon?
But I also wanted you to
Should be
know
young
that they're
right
going
here.
to tear down the zoo. Okay?
He was
Build
so
something
old.
practical. You won't have to look at it ever again. It'll be gone for good. Okay?
At least
Jim
in his
asks.
20s or something.
In the present day, Batman waits on the rooftop. Alfred continues to watch him from a
No,
distance,
for him being a
noting
teenager,
the
he being
young
this slow
man's
is kinda
back
crazy.
tensing, as if preparing. Easy there, easy, Alfred whispers.
But Batman
he turns
was like
his
that in
night vision
teenagers,
to the
though.
nearby
was
rooftops,
like that.
noting the party animal snipers and rocket teams, villains just waiting for Batman to make a mistake. You did it.
Batman never made
You
mistakes.
won. Alfred
Well,
whispers to
probably
Batman,
young Batman.
hoping the young vigilante
Probably young.
understands. A helicopter buzzes in and lands.
Yeah, he gonna go do a
with
lot of
Black
mistakes in
Mask
young
and his
face, so-
deranged family disembarking. Hello
But he
there.
learned from
Let's
the
make
mistakes.
you rich. Sionis
Guy's wife?
shouts.
He got your wife look
steps
like that?
forward, explaining that the money has already been placed
That's a
into
wife, bro?
Batman's account.
That what
I
she
know.
wearing?
I already used it on something. Batman growls as he stands. Sionis stares at him
Smash.
for a moment. Amazing! On what?
Oh.
How much did you use?
You
I
just
have
need
to know.
to keep
Black
the mask
Mask
on.
shouts.
I
In
would
the
not
past,
actually take the mask
young
off.
Bruce runs to Gordon, shouting that he doesn't want the city to tear down the zoo. I don't want them to make something practical. I want something there that makes everyone look. Something that shines. Bruce tells a surprised Gordon. Back in the present, Batman stands tall and taps a
Ooh.
button. I spent all of it, he says.
On what?
The button activates the memorial light at
Ooh,
the zoo, which
that's
shines
tough.
into the night. Past
Use
the
that money
outline
to do
of
that?
$200 million
Oh my God, the
in
aura,
cash,
bro. Oh
casting
my
a
God, bro.
bat
Don't make me
into
start
the night
glazing.
sky over Gotham
Don't
City.
make me start
The light
glazing.
is bright, casting
I
the
almost
entire
got on my
rooftop
fucking
in
knees to stop
brilliant
glazing, bro.
illumination. Black Mask
Oh my
looks up
God.
in surprise. Huh, that is
Oh.
one ugly bat, he notes with disdain. He turns back to his men. Party animals! The deal is off! He shouts. The gang swarm the rooftop, rushing for Batman. I don't
think
need cars,
Can't they just
planes,
take the
or
mask off?
computers.
Like, rip the mask off of
All
them
I need
without killing-
is
without hurting them?
Batman. Batman growls as he rushes to meet the criminals. He whirls his cape around, lashing out at the party animals and slashing through them. He grabs the hardened, sharpened edge and stabs it through one man's leg. The man
What?
Screams in pain, but Batman is already moving.
Tell me how
they don't bleed out to death. Punch and kicks the leg from beneath.
Tell me how they don't bleed out to death.
The big man that Batman faced the other night rushes forward, a cleaver in hand, and he leaps on top of the massive vigilante's back. Payback time! The party animal snarls in Batman's ear, but the Dark Knight flexes his back and spikes stab out, piercing through the party animal's arm.
I'm
stuck! Get me off of him! The gang member shouts as Batman whirls and keeps fighting.
Die?
He finally releases the spikes and allows the big man to fall. The rest of the party animals hesitate
I don't know about
moment,
the shorts.
not sure if they want to rush forward. And Batman glares at Black Mask. All the crimes the party animals have committed. It was all manufactured by you, so you could profit. You don't care how many die. Batman growls, preparing to fight the rest of the party animals. Black Mask stares at him for a moment before pointing and shrugging. Nope. Fortunately, though, you do. Fire. Black Mask orders. The nearby snipers open fire, but the rounds aren't meant for Batman. Bullets zip across the rooftop, hitting the members of the party animals and dropping them. Everybody get down! Batman shouts, moving to try and protect the gang members. But nets are fired next, and suddenly, Batman is pinned to the ground. He struggles for a moment, but the nets are too strong, and he can't break free. Black Mask steps in front of him, shaking his head in disappointment. Man, you had it too. All right there. The ticket to the big party. All you had to do was reach out and grab it, he says. Batman roars with anger and reaches for Sionis, briefly grabbing his pant leg. But Sionis grabs him by the arm and twists it around, cracking
Batman, stop playing, bro!
Batman breathes heavily.
No way.
But smiles as he glances
He
up.
is strong.
He is strong.
He did break that big guy arm.
Everything you
he
set
did break
up
that
here,
big arm.
everything you confessed
he did break that big
it's
arm.
already at every news station in Gotham. He spits. Sionis leans down so he's face to face with the Dark Knight. My God, you actually think you achieved something here, don't you? He asks. The woman steps forward, drawing a knife from Batman's cowl, and begins to slash him with it, drawing blood and screams of pain. You think you're a hero, but I hate to tell you, pal. You're not even the main character.
God.
Sionis whispers as the child steps forward and hits Batman with a burst from a flamethrower. The big man is up next and pulls the bat symbol axe from Bruce's chest before knocking him off the rooftop. Batman plummets through the air, but his cape catches the updraft at the last second and acts as a parachute, slowing him down briefly before he slams into a car. The GCPD arrive quickly, buzzing over the scene as Batman crawls to safety in a car park. A squad car screeches around the corner, and Barbara Gordon is shocked as Batman steps right in front of her.
His leg.
She slams into him with her car, and he flies through the air.
Damn!
Barbara hits the brakes fast and gets out, drawing her weapon on the still-moving Batman. Freeze, or I will shoot! She shouts. But Bruce doesn't stop moving. He pulls open a manhole cover and crawls down into safety. Then do it. Go on. He gasps as he disappears.
Don't
Barbara
do
doesn't shoot.
Don't do talk.
She just stands there and watches him leave. Back on the rooftop, Sionis makes his message to Gotham City while his party animals leave packages all over the streets. He calls for the people to rise up, to cast off the yoke that society and the elite have placed on them, that struggling against the system isn't noble in any way, and that they all have a moment of pure ecstasy and acceptance as they burn the world to the ground.
Bathroom, bro.
Later, Alfred steps out of the shadows in.
They're gonna use bathroom. Hold on. Be right back. Be day be. I'll be right back for your face. I'm back.
To Batman's lair, finding the young hero trying to stitch himself back together. Stop glaring and set my arm. Bruce growls at him as he continues to stitch himself up, but Alfred shakes his head. Do you have any idea what you've done? He asks. Bruce nods,
I'm
explaining that he placed a tracker on Sionis when he grabbed him at the end. Help me close these wounds and Bruce starts to say, but Alfred shakes his head. No, I'll never help you again. Goodbye, kid. And just know, what's coming next is on your head, Alfred says before turning and walking away.
Alfred, are you serious?
Leaving Bruce alone in the shadows.
Come on, Alfred, you can't be leaving
Meanwhile,
and lying here down,
Martha
bro. You can't be
and
doing
Jim
that.
step out into the streets, shocked to find the party animals have left a package on the corner. Jim, what's going on? Martha asks softly. Oh no,
I forgot to put story.
Jim whispers as random people begin to arm themselves with weapons and party animal masks. Gotham City is burning. Roman Sionis has scattered crates of weapons and masks around the city, encouraging citizens to join his party animals and take up arms and commit crimes, with the promise of fighting the system and earning a lot of money. Waylon Jones watches the news from his gym, a bat in hand as he prepares to defend what he has built of himself. Suddenly, there is a sound of a breaking window. He turns and moves back through the shadows of his gym. Oh, you picked the wrong gym. I'm the Croc, and I've been hungry for a fight.
Nah, I'm bugging. That's not Bane.
But a familiar voice answers him. It's me, Way. Bruce gasps as he stumbles out of the darkness. Waylon moves to help his friend, but is shocked to find Bruce wearing a strange costume. Bruce looks up at him. His face was battered and bloody. I'm Batman, and I need your help.
I can't see my goat like
gasps.
this, bro.
In the past, Bruce is sitting in the living room with all of his friends for a sleepover. Martha smiles and reaches for the light, wishing them all a good night and sweet dreams.
Oh my God, it's so hard watching.
But when she turns, a man is standing there with a gun. Maybe it's the same man who shot his father. Bruce isn't sure, but the man raises his weapon at the children. Martha steps in the way as the gun thunders in their apartment, and Bruce screams loud enough to drown out the echoes of gunfire. Bruce sits up sharply.
Wait,
the scream dies off as he awakens from the dream.
We just saw his mom alive.
He is alone.
What?
Laying in his bed in the dark.
What?
Climbing out of bed, he heads downstairs to find his mother on the couch.
It's
looking through some family albums.
I was about to say.
Mom, Bruce whispers. But she smiles at her son and motions him forward. Shh, get over here, she tells him. Bruce nods and crosses the room, curling up on the couch next to his mother and putting his head on her lap. The present day,
got me.
Mayor Gordon and Martha Wayne find themselves on the streets of Gotham, investigating one of the party animal crates. What the hell is it with these?
You gotta put the mask
Martha
on if you
asks
want to be
as she pulls out one of the masks.
You might be cooked.
But Jim sees the crowd of masked citizens coming towards them. Everyone is armed. Hey you! Stop blocking that crate! A man says as he stalks forward, a rifle in his hand. But Martha isn't paying attention. She pulls on the mask and marvels at the HUD inside. My God, Jim. The money he's offering. In it? She whispers as the list of crime payouts begin to scroll.
Bro, I start crime too, bro. I need some money, bro.
Draws his old pistol,
I will probably join in the crime, bro.
And shouting
not
for him
gonna lie,
stop.
bro.
But
if
Martha's eyes widen as the HUD scans Gordon and announces that there is a $1 million bounty on the mayor. Mar, you need to get out of here.
Not gonna lie, bro.
Jim snaps at her. But she shakes her head, explaining that he's a party animal target. So no, I'm not going anywhere.
Not gonna lie.
We need to stop this.
She
tells him as she pulls off the mask.
A lot of money, bro.
Meanwhile, Julia Pennyworth is riding the Gotham Metro. Her phone buzzed with a citywide alert that everyone should stay inside due to the violent riots. But the doors open and masked thugs get on board, stalking towards her. Julia's eyes widen in fear as she reaches to call the police. But suddenly, someone grabs her from the shadows. Meanwhile, Oswald is flying his plane over the harbor. He glances back at his costumed friend, still angry about his secret. You're f***ing Batman? And you didn't think it was something to mention? He shouts at Bruce. But Bruce shakes his head as he pulls on his cowl and readies himself at the door. I was trying to protect you, Ozzy. All of you, he says. He points down at his target below in the bay, not having the time to argue with his friend, reminding him that he needs to get on Sionis' yacht and shut down the servers that send messages to the party animal masks. Ozzy looks back in shock as Bruce prepares to jump. Bruce, you do this and you're on your own. I barely have enough fuel to get back to Gotham. I can't stick around to save you. Oswald shouts at him. Bruce nods once and looks back at his friend. I'm not asking you to, or anyone else. He says before leaping out into the night air. The cape catches the wind, slowing his descent as he steers towards the yacht. On board,
he's good.
Sionis' DJ's preparing to drop another beat, but he looks up at the last second to see Batman's boots slamming into his face. Batman moves quickly, grabbing hold of some of the life vests. He wraps one around the DJ and tosses him overboard.
We don't need someone.
The Batman whirls at the sound of small approaching feet. Kill you! The little girl says as she slashes with her knife. The Batman just reaches down and picks her up by her purple hair. He stares at the girl for a moment before putting a life vest on her and punting her off into the water.
He kicked her.
Girlfriend comes up on deck, curious at the noise. But she stops when she sees chill, smiling menacingly at her. The woman shakes her head and turns, leaping over the railing and into the water. Batman stares at her for a moment, shrugs and tosses her a life vest. Meanwhile in Gotham, more civilians are approaching Jim and Martha, wanting the party animal masks and weapons. Gordon still holds his old service weapon ready. Back away, for the sake of the whole city, Jim shouts at them. Martha nods as she stands at Jim's back. You can threaten all you want, but Mayor Gordon and I aren't giving you these masks. Your mom should stay dead.
Not gonna lie, bro, cause she gonna die right here. So like,
she snaps. But more masked thugs show up, aiming their weapons as they realize that Jim and Martha have bounties on their heads. Check the values on them. They're each worth $1 million, one of the thugs shouts. At the airport, Alfred has saved Julia.
Oh my God, y'all so cooked.
But she glares at him, ordering him not to take off. I have a life, Dad. I have people I care about. I know it's a foreign concept to you, but I need to be with them right now. While they're hurting, she tells him. Alfred nods, explaining that he'll bring her back to Gotham in a few weeks. I've seen the aftermath in places where Black Mask does this kind of thing. Right now, I can't risk you being here, he explains to her. But she turns and glares at him. There's no place I want to be less than on a plane with you. And I promise you this. If we take off, I don't have a father anymore, she snaps. Alfred closes his eyes, sighing deeply. Finally, he turns to the waiting pilot Wheels up, Captain, he orders.
Here's what it is.
Back on the yacht, Batman turns as Sionis leaps from the top
deck, you jumping out like that?
Bellowing with rage. But Batman meets the attack with a kick to the criminal's stomach that launches him back.
This is how you get your aura back.
Sionis stumbles away, gasping for breath. You still don't get it. You think you can stop
I know he gasped like
them?
that.
You think you can stop anything? Sionis gasps. Batman roars with anger and rushes at him.
What? He
slamming
could kill
into the
him with
villain
his
hard
horns.
enough to send him through the wall.
You telling me
Go
you didn't
on.
kill him doing
Keep
that?
talking. Batman bellows. He grabs 2 bowling balls
What?
and begins
He
to
didn't
slam
actually
them
kill him
into
with that?
Sionis'
What is he talking
head.
about? What is he
The
talking
two
about?
go through the floor.
This is so
slamming
unrealistic,
into
bro.
Black Mask's
Come on, gang.
secret chamber. Tell me again how I don't matter. I love it. Batman snarls as he hits Sionis
So
again
tough.
and again. The strange masks watch
my
him.
God. Yeah, you
but
got killed.
Sionis isn't done yet. And he grabs a garrote and wraps it around Batman's throat, pulling it tight and drawing
That's
blood.
actually working.
Batman's vision begins to darken.
Batman,
Images
please,
flash before his
please,
eyes.
please,
Bruce sits
please.
on the couch with his mother. He finally
Please.
looks at the photo albums that she's
Please.
looking at. Images of his father as
Batman.
a young man. Pictures of Bruce's first steps.
You had to
His
look at your
eyes
past or
finally
you would get this
land
day on
on
your
a
deck.
picture that was taken at the zoo.
Be real with you,
The day
him
his
doing
father
this, he
died.
should have time to
Bruce
rip
can't
his neck off.
understand why she kept that one. I love this one, she tells him softly. She explains that no matter how
So you
hard
got time
times
for a
got in the
backstory and
city,
this nigga don't
Thomas
do
was
your neck?
always hopeful.
Are you serious?
Always saw the
Are you
best
serious?
in
This
people.
is that plot on
And he
right
was
here.
always the most
should die
hopeful
right here.
when
He
he
should
was
die
with
right here.
Bruce. She smiles and pulls her son close, tears glistening in both their eyes. Batman grits his teeth. His gaze shifts down at Sionis. The bat ears on his cowl suddenly shift forward, and Batman brings his head down to stab them through Sionis' mask.
He first kill.
The villain lets out a scream of pain as he rolls around in agony. Batman stands, unwrapping the garrote and throwing
my
it
God.
away. He reaches down, wrapping a life vest around Sionis'
Did you just
throat.
kill him?
You lunatic! You lose
Oh, his
everything.
eyes?
Everyone
No
you
way, they-
love.
how come
I
they didn't kill
promise
him?
you have no idea what you've started. Sionis gasps. But Batman says nothing and tosses him over the side.
Now, Batman should kill him.
Finally alone,
He
he
should
moves
kill him.
through the yacht, finding the server room quickly. He draws a belt of grenades and
You should kill
pulls
him.
the pin, tossing the belt into the room and moving away. The explosion rips apart the yacht, sending it to the bottom of the harbor.
I hope you don't put that no
Back
kill
in the
rule on
city,
Joker.
The
Definitely
thugs
this
are
universe.
preparing themselves
He
to
gonna have
kill
to
the
change
mayor.
his no kill
I
rule,
saw
bro.
your faces
Definitely
before you
this
put
universe.
those
He gonna have
masks
to
on.
kill.
You shoot
gonna
him,
have to.
and after all this is
Definitely
over,
this
I will
universe.
make sure you pay for
Well, I
it.
saw an image
Martha
of,
yells at them. But the thugs raise their
Absolute Joker.
weapons.
He got
You're
to.
better than
Well, I
this.
saw Absolute
You hear
Bane.
me? We
No,
are
you-
better
you
than
gotta
this.
have to know,
she
kill-
continues.
no kill rule
The
removed.
thug shakes his head and takes the safety off his weapon. I'm sorry, Mrs. Wayne, he says softly as he takes aim. But suddenly,
Chill.
the system goes down and the HUD goes blank. The thugs stop and pull off their masks, looking at them with curiosity. It's dead. Does that mean there's no money? One of them asks.
Damn.
The entire city has
Well,
suddenly gone quiet.
time to go to jail.
The violence ended almost immediately. Martha steps forward
definitely
and
clutch.
punches the man who almost killed her,
Ooh.
knocking him to the ground
Deserved.
before turning
Justified.
back and hugging Jim. Meanwhile,
Well, I thought
Batman
she
is
jumped on
sinking
top of
to the
him.
bottom of Gotham
I thought
Harbor.
she jumped top
Someone
of
pulls him
I was
out
gonna
of
get
the
tight.
water and
I was like,
onto
hold on
his
now, don't
son.
jump on me.
Alfred grunts as he drags the younger
sus-
man's large
I
body.
suspect it.
Kid. If I'm sticking around, so are you. He says softly
suspect
as he
it.
lays Batman down and reaches for his medkit. Now, let's get you
I
patched up
suspect it.
somewhere else in an unknown location.
Nope. That's a Joker. They put that in they put him on steroids. It look like it. What is these? We're gonna find out Part 2 next day, whatever. That's nice, little nice. Make sure you subscribe, share, like, make sure you hit the notification bell, and share. You got any requests? I mean, I heard this some stuff going on about AMA, AMA being they suing stuff with some AMA, like you can't do AMA reaction on Twitch and stuff, Twitch or YouTube, because there's some legal battle going on. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. But I hope nothing happened while I do this AMA reactions. But we're gonna continue this. We're gonna be doing a lot of this. Then we do Absolute Superman, Absolute Wonder Woman, all of them. I want to know them all. We're probably gonna be doing a lot of these, and we're probably gonna go to reacting to webtoons. If I can find them. In case I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I love you, and bye.